Hello and welcome to Filmi Ladies. We are once again celebrating the birthday of Sridevi because we love her.
Yay! Or more like hiss.
But I think we often start an episode with because we love whatever the topic is. But it's our
Yes.
podcast and that's what we're going to do. And that she is sufficiently retro lady for our current shenanigans.
She's also prolific enough that we're never going to run out of her movies anytime
Never,
soon. Yeah.
never, ever. Last year we did some of her Tamil and Telugu films, and this year our theme is Sridevi films we've been meaning to see.
Yes.
We each picked one. I picked her Hindi debut as an adult main character, Solva Sawan. And Pitu, what did you pick?
I picked Jaag Utha Insan from 1984, which is a remake of, I believe, a Tamil film that she did with that same director. And it has two biscuits in the movie. She's not a biscuit. She's wonderful and
No, never a
enchanting and
biscuit.
lovely. But the biscuits in question are Rakesh Roshan and Mithun Chakravarti. So I will try not to be too mean, but I will be mean.
I mean, one of them is more biscuit than the other to me. Like, give me Mithun over Rakesh Roshan any day. But
Disco, so he's very biscuit.
mine is also a remake of a Tamil film. So
Okay. I actually wanted to watch, along with this one, I wanted to watch, I'm going to butcher the pronunciation, so apologies in advance, but it's called Meendrum or Meendum Kokila. And it's a very beloved Tamil romantic comedy starring Sridevi and Kamal Hassan. And I've had Tamil friends tell me I should watch it. The problem is it's not on Einthusen. And when I look for it on YouTube, it only had Tamil subtitles, which does not help me. And I tried watching like a few minutes to see if I could like maybe piece things together, but it's too dialogue heavy. And Tamil is a language that is so different from Hindi and Marathi that
yeah,
I can't even make it happen. So I was like,
yeah,
it's fine. Eventually, someday I'll find subtitles that work for me. But today was not that day. So I'm here with Jaag Utha Insan.
right. Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
I can go first.
Okay. Tell us about this
So
movie with biscuits.
so many biscuits, and but she is the piping hot tea that we all needed to caffeinate us, and her
No
dances are
surprise.
very captivating and waking us up, and I enjoyed every bit of her dance. That's actually why I wanted to watch this movie. It was not because of her co-stars, it was because of her. So in the story, she plays a temple dancer, and she falls in love with, so it's like a love triangle, but it's also like a caste based story. So she's Brahmin and she is a temple dancer, and her grandpa is like this very important like priest person in some village, and she is in love with a flautist, who is Mithun, who is very hilariously bad.
What I want to get to what makes him so hilariously bad, but I don't want to disrupt your flow. But let's come back
Okay.
to that, I'm sure.
No, I am very desperately trying to stay focused right now, Matthew.
Okay,
You do
sorry, sorry,
not
sorry.
know how much I'm struggling. No, not because of you, because there are so many tangents I want to go off. That's why. Anyway, but she is kind of like promised, her hand is promised to Biscuit Rakesh Roshan because these things were written in the script. So Biscuit Rakesh Roshan is the adopted son of her grandpa, who is the priest, and he is so sanctimonious, Beth.
Biscuit
Oh,
and sanctimonious. Wow.
he's very sanctimonious. Now, the bad thing about it, like I feel bad calling him sanctimonious because he's actually the only liberal in this movie. He's
You
actually
can be
very
both.
like, yeah, yeah. He's very, I mean, but also I feel like he has to be sanctimonious though, because everyone in this movie is so bad. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he can't be like the sole liberal in this village where everybody is just so deranged. And so I think that's made him sanctimonious. But then watching him be such a sanctimonious biscuit was making me deranged. So it was this like chain reaction of like, how people talk about generational trauma. This was like generational like outrage that was happening in my life. And it was punctuated by some very good dances of hers, and then like my blood pressure would go down and I would be so happy, and then the dance would end and then some nonsense would happen and I would get upset again.
That probably describes a lot of her filmography, at least her Hindi
Yes.
filmography.
Yes. So this movie is called Jaag Utha Insan, which means humanity or like man has awoken.
That's a
And
lot,
no, it gives you a good clue of what this movie is like. Man has awoken. And
finally.
for me, it was more like woman is outraged. That was me. Um, but okay, so therefore it's a love triangle. So she loves Mithun, who also loves her, and then she is married off to Rakesh Roshan, who is deranged in his own way, but like also woke and sanctimonious. But I think she's a little bit mentally ill. I don't know. And the whole village is deranged also. It is such a questionable film. But there's some very good dances, and she looks absolutely gorgeous. And her costumes, while I enjoy them very much, are very shocking. I don't know what the costume designer was doing. She's wearing some extremely revealing chiffon saris in a village. And her first dance that we see her do, because she's a temple dancer, she does Bharatnatyam in front of a Shiva statue, but she's very racy at the same time. And I was like, why are you being racy if you're in a temple? So that was very confusing to me. And in that song, her outfits kept getting racier. So she started out in like a very decent, good girl Bharatnatyam outfit, right? Like a nice Bharatnatyam sari. But with every time that she did a costume change, her costume got skimpier. And her final costume, which I actually loved, was this scarlet sequined costume with lots of like chakmak everywhere. And I loved it. But she was very racy in it. And so I was like, not to be a prude and not to care so much about like propriety and stuff. I'm not sure you should be wearing that in a temple. And I don't think you should be making lecherous eyes at the Shiva statue. So I'm very confused right now. So I was like, am I a prude and not appreciating of her artistic integrity, perhaps? So I had to question myself a little. I was like, anywhere but here would be fine. Also, her grandfather came to see the performance and he liked it a lot and he like welcomed her. And I was just kind of like, but her performance was very racy. I'm not sure why you liked it. Like, I'm not even your age and I'm not like an old Orthodox stuck up priest in a village. And I thought it was racy. So how come you're okay with it? So I had many questions. And Biskut Mithun was lurking around the temple and just making moony eyes at her. And Biskut Rakesh Roshan was also lurking around the temple with like a puja ki thali. So it was all very strange. Is this a strange movie?
Why is everybody lurking?
Because that's the kind of movie this is, Beth. Also,
That
a
doesn't sound what
note.
an awakened man would do.
Well, they have to stop lurking at some point and rise into their
Okay. Okay.
humanity, Beth. They die though, so it
Do
doesn't
not
hurt.
fall, rise in
It doesn't.
love, in the words of
Yes,
Grandma from Tall.
yes, it's very Tal vibes, except there were no roses, and I mean only thorns in this movie. And what was I going to say? Oh, as far as geography is concerned, do you want to guess where this is set?
I very much want to guess where this is set. Is it set in Bombay, Shimla?
Yes.
Our favorite.
Yes. So it
And
is set
for if
in.
anyone has not heard us say this yet, Bombay Shimla is based on a movie we watched where at some points they were on the beach with palm trees and at other points they were in the mountains and
Yeah,
no
and there
one
was
ever
snow.
talked about leaving town. So we were like,
Yeah.
same, same.
Yeah. I was like sleeveless blouse and sari in one scene, and then leopard trim coat in another. Sure, makes perfect sense. So in this movie, it looks very North Indian. Everybody speaks perfect Hindi except for Sridevi, whose Hindi is very Tamil accented. Also, Tamil, she's the only person who is dancing Bharatnatyam, which is primarily danced in Tamil Nadu, at least back then it was. And so it is very unclear what part of the country these people belong to. It's basically Bombay Shimla is what it is. It's this make-believe land where people lurk and biscuits get married to captivating women. I was very offended on her behalf. And after this movie was over, I went and ranted to my husband about the injustice of this world. And he said, well, you regularly rant about the injustice of this world. So what specific injustice are you upset about? And I said, the absolute temerity of these biscuit men who think that they can acquire the Sridevi. I was very upset about that. And then he was like, but it was in a movie though. And I was like, I know, but I'm still upset about it. But also real life imitating real life or vice versa. This is the movie on which Sridevi and Mithunda started their romance. And this is the movie on whose sets it is believed that they got married in secret. And then he was still married to Yogita Bali, and then he didn't divorce her. And then Sridevi had the marriage, and all of that drama started on this set.
How would you say their chemistry is in this movie?
It's actually very, very good.
Yeah.
They have great chemistry, but she's Barbie and he's just Ken. He also only wears kurtas in this movie, which don't do anything for him. I think Mithun is attractive when he's wearing spandex. Homespun is not. What?
You heard it here first, friends.
Yes, Mithun looks good in spandex. We know this.
Yeah.
Mithun in kurta is not doing anything for him. He's also very sad in this movie. He also plays the flute, and he tends not to communicate with his words, which is infuriating. He tends to communicate with his flute. So Sridevi will try to have a normal conversation with him as a human does, and he responds in flute. I did not do well with that, Beth.
I did watch the first few moments of this film, and I thought
why
playing his flute, and he blows the anklet bells into words, right? He spells out
the notes.
That's amazing.
That's the only amazing thing he does, though.
That is not a biscuit, but okay, he's on decline after that.
That is his high point in this movie. After this, there's nothing. Also, every time they have these dances, she's like, also the way she's styled. I mean, she's wearing these beautiful saris and she has this long braid of hair, and her makeup is impeccable. Like, it's very classic Sridevi, like the sultry eyes and the glossy red lips and the jhumkas and everything. Like, she's full on like styled. Like, I think this woman wakes up like this. She goes to bed like this. And meanwhile, he's just this dusty looking person wearing a kurta, and he legit has like a jhola in scenes, and he's just carrying this little flute around. And it's just kind of like, I don't know, you're not giving me much. You're not, where's the glamour? Where's the glamour? I'm not getting any glamour from you, you know? Also, the refusal to use words and instead relying on
We
flutes.
needed the disco Krishna song.
Yes.
Dancer with the flute.
That's right. We needed disco Mithun. This is not disco Mithun. This is emo Mithun.
I always need disco Mithun.
Yes, but that's not what you're getting here, though. No. And then this is not only not disco Mithun, this is emo Mithun. I mean, the emo Mithun is very sad because emo Mithun does not let her know that he's not, in fact, a Brahmin. He's actually an untouchable. And she discovers that she has a crisis of conscience and she's completely shocked and terrified. And then there's a montage of her looking very shocked and terrified, which, to be fair, she looks very beautiful in said montage. And so then he tries to explain how she should just marry someone else whom her family has chosen for her. Hence, she marries Biscuit Rakesh Roshan. Do you want to know what Rakesh... Okay, this is a hypothetical. Imagine you had an opportunity to marry Sridevi. How would you react, Beth?
I think I'd be delighted.
Yes. You would thank your lucky stars, wouldn't you?
I would think so.
You would want to give her a wonderful honeymoon, wouldn't you?
I would think so.
This is because you're not a Biscuit. Because Rakesh Roshan is a Biscuit and he's a priest and he has always worshipped the mother goddess his entire life, as one does. And he sees the mother goddess in women. What do you think happens to him when he goes to their room on their wedding night?
Does he bring his ma?
No, worse. He looks at Sridevi's face, but he sees her as the mother goddess.
Okay.
Hence, he realizes he cannot sleep with her. This results in Sridevi feeling very depressed because she feels she has made a mistake because, of course, men's inadequacies are due to women. We know this. And so she's very upset about it. And then she tries to get him to explain why he won't accept her as his lawful wedded wife. And then he has to, in a very dramatic scene, he has to explain it is because when he sees her face, he sees a goddess. And I was like, so do I, but I'm not married to Sridevi, so it's okay.
Not the same. I mean, there are many goddesses to choose from. So
exactly.
So
he's like, I can't sleep with her. And so then that's very confusing. And then she gets really sick because she's very unhappy because she still loves Mithun. And then they make them do some very silly ritual and that doesn't work. And then I don't know, she has like some nervous fit or something. I don't know, something happens to her. She faints and whatnot. So now let me ask you this, another hypothetical.
Whatnot.
Whatnot. Many things happen, Beth. I know you're not a medical professional.
No.
But you're an intelligent, educated woman and you're not a Biscuit. So let me ask you this. If you were married to Sridevi and she was sick and she had a fever and she was shivering because she was sick, because she's married to a Biscuit, what would you do to make her feel better?
I mean, I would call the doctor, and until the doctor arrived, I would offer her some tea at the very least, and like maybe pour
Yeah,
something to be warmer with, or some water,
sure. I have a better idea. Well,
some
he has a
comforting,
better
some
idea.
like, you know,
No, no,
shoulders
that's
to
not
cry
what you're
on.
supposed to do. What
What am
you're
I supposed to
supposed
do?
to do, you're not supposed to call the doctor because that's just silly. Why would you do that? That's just dumb.
Oh,
You're actually supposed to take her to the river and you're supposed to like immerse her in the river so she gets
amazing.
fully cold and wet and she's
Amazing.
freezing even more because see she's burning up, right? And so we immerse her in the mirror and then we bring her back to the temple where she's absolutely shaking and looks like she's going to go into hypothermic shock, and then we convince her that she should actually go back to Mithun and not be with us because he is her one true love, which we appreciate that. But perhaps don't let your wife almost die.
The timing is weird, but
The
okay.
timing is very questionable. I don't think I would take well if I was unwell, if someone tried to like immerse me into a cold river. I would not like that.
No,
No. So, but, but that's what biscuits do. That's what biscuits do.
it's at least what sanctimonious religious biscuits do.
Yes. Yes.
What
I
what
mean,
river is it?
it's somewhere in Shimla, Bombay. You would have to look up the fictional map for this. Yeah, it's a very blue river. I will give it that. It's very nice
It
looking.
must be a holy river.
Of course, it has to be because Sanctimonious Biscuit has taken her there. So it has to be holy.
Okay.
The one good thing I will say about Sanctimonious Biscuit is that Sanctimonious Biscuit does not want to stand in the way of Sridevi's happiness, even though he almost kills her when she's hypothermic.
Okay.
And he does want her to be with her one true love, which is Mitunda. Sanctimonious Biscuit does not think that just because someone is a Brahmin and the other person is a Harijan, that they should not be together. So Sanctimonious Biscuit does fight on their behalf with the family. So that's very nice of him. I
Okay.
do appreciate it.
Okay.
But at the end, they die. So
Yes.
at the end of it, Mithun has to fight off some people from the village who want to banish him and they kill him. And then Sridevi, who, as we know at this point, is hypothermic and has not received any medication or brandy, as it were, falls down the steps in her horror and also dies. So.
Oh.
And then we are left with Sanctimonious Biscuit pronouncing to the world that all human beings are equal and everybody is equal and there is no upper caste and lower caste and how we should all love each other. And it is high time that insan jaag utha. And that is how the movie ends.
Why was this on your I've been meaning to watch this list? It happens. It happens to me all the time that I write something on a list. I have a spreadsheet in Google where I track all the things that I want to see. And I don't always put a note in there about why I want to see it or where I heard about it. So I'll put something in there and then I go and look it up. I'm like,
I think it's because I was bamboozled by the word temple dancer.
oh, sure.
I read Temple Dancer
It
and
happens.
I had visions of like Amrapali or something. I mean, I didn't think it was going to be Amrapali, but I read Temple Dancer. I know it's Sridevi. I know you're going to give me good dances to watch.
Mhm.
And I was like, whatever. I don't care about her co-stars. I'm not watching it for them. It
Right.
should be fine. It's a love triangle, whatever. We've seen a million of those. So I thought it would be cool. And to be fair, the dances were amazing. There's a dance in this that you should watch. It's when he has like rejected her by saying that he sees the mother goddess in her and therefore he can't sleep with her and he can't have a real marriage with her, blah, blah, blah. And she's really upset. And of course, it's raining because it has to. And of course, there's
Mm.
thunder and lightning because there has to. And she's wearing one of her very questionable saris that nobody would be wearing in the village because it's a pretty conservative village. And she's wearing these like chiffons, and I'm like, this is unbelievable, but whatever. And she's wearing this sari, and she does this like furious dance without words. There's no lyrics; it's just music. So I loved it. It was really good. It reminded me a little bit of like Dance of Envy, like her wordless dances from Chandani and Lamhe. So
That's
it's like
gonna
that.
go on my Dance of Pain
It's
playlist.
it's like that.
You'll
So
have to send me this one.
yes, the dances were good. The songs are
Oh,
not
is she wearing
memorable.
purple?
Yes, it's
I
like a
see it.
bluish purplish
I see
thing.
it. And she's like,
Yes. Oh, her
Mhm.
expressions are great. Her body is great. It always shocks me that Sridevi is not a trained dancer because she is so amazing. Like when you see her dance and you're like, how is this woman not the result of like 15 years of training in Bharatanatyam or whatever? She's so amazing. So the temple dancer part of it did not disappoint. All of that was great.
Mm.
Shri was great because she always is great,
Mhm.
but she was really let down by a very like idiotic script, terrible direction. This is a Filmcraft production, by the way. So Rakesh Roshan has produced it. He hasn't written or directed it or any of that. But yeah, I just felt like it could be so much better. And it led me to a question that I would like to discuss with you after you tell us about your
Mm.
film. But
Okay.
I was thinking about how one of the things that frustrates me when I watch Sridevi movies is that no one ever matches up to her.
No, no, no one ever does.
But I I have feelings about that.
Yeah.
I want to get into that, but we'll do that after you talk about your movie, which was hopefully a better choice than mine was, because mine was not a great choice. Oh dear.
Well,
Well, we are the filmy ladies, not the wise ladies.
yeah. So this and Rekha's debut as a,
Ah, yes.
lead in a Hindi film have both been on my list for quite some time.
Which one is Rekha's? Remind me, is it the one with Randhir?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
Um, and I Okay, so this was a good time to do this.
Okay.
I needed the assignment for myself because I'm always going to put it off in favor of something with Mithun that looks more fun or whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
That has more synthetic fabrics. Yeah.
yeah, that has more synthetic fabrics. Exactly. Now
And a lack of circulation.
there are some synthetic fabrics in this one,
Okay.
but they are primarily so we are in a village. And I'm reminded of our friend Asim from Kandan, who talks about how village films can be so depressing. Sorry if I'm overly paraphrasing him into is not what he actually said, but we're in a village, and Sridevi opens the film by running home to her mother to say, "I've passed my matriculation, and she's qualified to be a teacher, and this has been her dream since she was a little girl." And then this out of town veterinarian comes to town. And when they're welcoming him and presenting him to the town, he speaks to people in English, which is obviously stupid because these people
Do
speak
they
Hindi.
understand him?
No, they don't.
Oh, well, that's
And
dumb.
he calls them poor and petty and things like that. And it's really, I think,
Oh my.
petty in the terms of like small, not in terms of,
Okay.
revenge or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, and he's awful, but she sees him and she's like, "Ooh," and he sees her, and so they have a romance, and she's going to go to the city to interview for a job, and he gets all fussy about it, and so then she doesn't, so she gives up her dream for him, and then one evening she brings her ill chicken to his house to get a shot of some kind, and then he really puts the moves on her, and he basically pins her to the bed, and she says no, 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 and runs away, and then he decides he's just going to leave and get married, and so then she's heartbroken.
Wow. He's
in
terrible.
in the meantime, her now I'm not sure. I think that this character is supposed to be a distant cousin of hers, but I'm not sure. Amol Palikar plays a man with some physical and I think perhaps mental disabilities, and he is basically mocked by other people in the town, including your favorite BDE, Kulbhushan Kharbanda,
Ooh.
is a jerk in this movie because
I can believe it.
he often is.
Yeah.
And this is near the beginning of his career as well. Not exactly, but in the very early phases. And then Sridevi's mother dies, and people are like gossiping about her, saying, bad things that Sridevi did with this vet guy and whatever. Her mother tries to get her married. That family, says no. And then her mother dies. And then Sridevi's really sad. And then she and her cousin guy start hanging out some more. And, he's always fancied her. Um, and she basically says, like, again, subtitles, you've been really sweet to me. Go to the market and get some vermilion and bring it back. And,
Oh my.
I'll be yours.
Okay.
And then he goes off to do this, and then he, in the meantime, has also stood up for himself against the taunting of the bad people, and he hits some of them. He hits Kulbushan Karbanda and some of the other jerks. And then, in a rage, Kulbushan comes to the house and assaults Sridevi, and again has like pinned her to the floor and is trying to rape her. Amol Palekar comes back, spoiler alert, with picks up a giant stone, bashes Kulbushan on the head with it, kills him, and the blood spatters onto Sridevi's face, because of course it does.
Wow.
And then we don't really see, or at least the version I saw, we didn't see this, but then you see them at the train station and he is being hauled off to the police to jail, and she is going to wait for him to come back.
That's very depressing, isn't it?
It's extremely depressing.
It's so dire. Can we rewrite this story where she meets the vet and then the vet is a jerk to her and she's like, no, screw you. And then she goes to the city and becomes a teacher and has a wonderful life?
I'd
I
love
would much
that.
prefer that.
I would love that. Yeah, this is really a downer. Um, I think her acting is amazing. She has
Isn't she like a baby in this movie? She's like 15 or
15, I
16.
think. Yeah.
Yikes.
And she's supposed to be, right, according to the title, she's
Right.
supposed to basically be 16. And she
Yeah.
looked at, why are we letting 16-year-olds be teachers?
Right.
In the 1970s. Like, this is not Little House on the Prairie, but okay. Um, and she even has a little fantasy sequence where she has these big sunglasses on and she walks into the village and everyone says, "Good morning, teacher." And she says, "Good morning." And then she sits them down and she's teaching them like, and like doing fruit
That's
names. And
so
it's so cute.
cute.
And her with her giant sunglasses on reminds me so much of Ronnie in Aya in the opening kind of fantasy.
Yeah.
She's imagining herself as different heroines. So it's very great. Um, and Sridevi makes every face in the world, and she's so amazing to watch. She's so beguiling. She's so charming. I believe everything that she says. She's so this character is so earnest. It's
Mm.
lovely. So if you want to see it for her, please do, but also just be warned that this film is a bummer.
Yeah.
And that you will see a couple of, that primarily that scene. I was never I did not get the sense that the vet was going to actually rape her.
Mm.
If I may make that distinction, which is obviously not the important, well, he does assault her though, right?
Yeah.
And she has to a certain point been a willing participant in physical closeness with him, but he takes it too far and she says no and he doesn't stop, right? So
Right.
um Kulbushan is much more violent and she's screaming no from from the beginning. Um uh, yeah.
I did read that this movie, because I'd never heard of it, and when you told me you were going to do her debut film as an adult person in Hindi cinema, I looked it up, and apparently they had made this movie in Tamil
Yeah.
originally. It was a huge super hit. Then
Yeah.
they made it in Telugu, and then
Yeah.
Hindi was its last. Kamal Hassan and Rajnikant are
Yeah.
in the Tamil original,
Yeah.
apparently.
And last year I began a book about Sridevi's Southern career.
Right.
And it was remarkable to me how many films those three were in together, just
Right.
film after film, which is not going to be news to a lot of people, but it was news to me
Right.
because I, know very little about Tamil and Telugu films. Um, yeah, and I can easily imagine that. Apparently, Kamal Hassan said that it should be remade in Hindi, but only Amal
Mm.
Palekar should play that role. I didn't actually look it up. I assumed that Kamal Hassan played the Amal Palekar role and Rajnikant
Okay.
the Kulbushan role. That makes more sense to me, but I didn't actually look it
It
up.
does make
So,
more sense to me too, just because Rajini has more of that like brash
yeah,
vibe.
yeah,
I
yeah.
can imagine
Or maybe
him being
he was
that.
the vet, but
Maybe.
but I think he would have been a bad guy, right?
Right.
Um, so
So
yeah,
do you think, I mean, given that neither of us have seen the original Tamil or the Telugu, and you've only seen the Hindi, and I haven't even seen the Hindi, where do you think that it potentially went wrong? Because this movie was a gigantic flop. It did not do well at all, but the Tamil one was a
uh,
hit.
yeah.
Do you think it's
So
the casting or because it's the same director?
yeah, is this the kind of story you should launch in?
No, I would say no.
Yeah, I would say no also. And it is 19
80 or something?
no, 19 oh my Lord, what is my problem? It is 1979.
Okay.
So you've got your Zeniths and your Parveens and
Oh my.
and Neetu Singh, right? And like Sridevi is better than all those people.
Yeah.
um I didn't name Reika, but she's, I don't say she's better than Reika, but it's like those.
Yeah.
um this was the wrong choice, I think. I think you should have launched her in something more uh disco
Heroine-esque.
disco opera, more heroine.
Yeah.
Do this a little bit later to show that you can, by all means, but this is not a
Mhm.
launch for mainstream Hindi in 1979.
Yeah.
However, I don't know anything about how this film was marketed. So was it sort of put out there as a sort of parallel type of thing or a middle cinema type of thing? If so, that's also hard to launch. And Smita and Shabana Azmi are already there. So like, what are you doing? This was a weird choice. I get that it may have been her comfort zone because she'd made the film before and with this director, and I have not watched the film in which she is a secondary character, Julie.
I've seen that one.
I did download that and meant to get it to it, but I didn't. I have seen her very debut film where she is a little child, but that's just in a flashback at the very beginning. She's not there very long, so this does seem like a weird choice to me, given what was
Yeah.
going on in 1979. And this doesn't have the polish of something like Shashi Kapoor's home productions at that time, which would be, this isn't exactly the kind of story he's doing. That's kind of more in that
Vain.
in a way. So I don't know. It also does not help that the actor who plays the veterinarian is a biscuit.
Who is he?
It is Madhukar. I didn't know him. He's done other things, but he looked, I was like, who is this? And he reminded me actually of Fardeen Khan. So I was like, is
Oh.
this one of Feroz's other brothers? Because I know he has several. And I was like, no, it's definitely not, right? But this guy does not even have a Wikipedia entry or
Mm.
not linked to this film. So I was like, well, this,
Maybe he was like a one, I was going to say one hit wonder, but
yeah,
maybe he's like a
I mean,
one
he's
flop wonder.
around, but he's just not actually, and he has an IMDb, but it does it link to this one? Sorry, this is not interesting. It does link to this one, and he interestingly is in Reika's debut film as well, Padon.
Oh,
Um,
interesting.
so, but yeah, this guy, he's making movies in the 70s, which I obviously is my one of my home turf areas. He made 18 films. So he's not around a ton, but he's
Yeah.
around. And I don't think I've ever seen him before. I didn't recognize any of those film titles. So, but yeah,
Was he at least like slimy and conniving enough? Because based on everything you've said about this character, he
towards the
sounds
end of
like
his arc, yeah, I thought he
okay.
was getting there, but when he's just the out of towner big city guy who does not seem to understand where he is and is not
Mm,
acting appropriately,
mm,
really, you're like, yeah. And Sridevi can convince me of anything. So her being in love with him, you're like, oh, and then you think, why? But why?
right.
But also, she's been doing school and she has dreams of going to be a
Yeah.
teacher. Now, I did not understand from the subtitles that she necessarily wanted to do that somewhere else. But I got the sense that she was probably going to have to leave the village to be a school teacher because it was not
Probably.
clear to me that there was a school in the village.
Right.
I'm not sure. Um, so I
Plus,
can
if
see
you're going
how,
to go to this city to study, you might as well get a job somewhere close by. Like,
yeah. It also wasn't clear to me where she had been going to school. So was it like the next town over? Was it a big city? I don't know. And I was doing the automated subtitles for
Hmm,
Hindi, and they were pretty good a lot of the time, as far as I could tell. But then, so it was catching things in the songs, for example, which a lot of movies don't even bother to subtitle the songs. So
right.
that was good. But yeah, so I think in a way, I'm sure he represented, like the kind of an offshoot of her professional dreams for herself. Um, Also, I don't know where her dad is in the movie, and there was dialogue about, I think, kind of about her mother's past, but I couldn't quite follow. So, if you have seen this movie, listeners, and you can clear that up for me, please do put it in the comments or tell me on Blue Sky. Um, but there's no dad in the picture, so I also just feel like there's probably some financial security or something like that. Although they don't
Mm,
seem to be poor at all, but I don't know. I don't know. And we never see this guy interacting with animals other than when she brings him the chicken. So you're like, is he even good at being a vet? We don't know.
right. Does he talk to the animals in English?
I don't don't know. I don't know.
But I was just looking because I was looking up when Sadma was made because for
Yeah.
some reason I thought that Sadma was her first Hindi movie as an adult. I mean, I've
Yeah.
seen Jolie
It's
and like she's
early,
a
but
bebe.
yeah.
Yeah, but I thought Sadma was her first and it's not clearly. But Sadma is also from 1983 and Sadma is a wonderful movie, but it is very dire.
I
And it
kept
is
thinking about
definitely,
I kept thinking about that movie when I watched this because the plot of that movie enrages me, but
have you seen
I
Sadma?
can't yeah, yeah. But I can't
Okay,
deny that it's powerful. It's very powerful,
right.
but it makes me ill.
No, and they've
Oh,
both acted like incredibly well in it. But it's
yeah.
interesting to me that here's this actress who's like a huge deal down south, and she's doing all these amazing movies in Madras. And then why are her launches in Hindi these like sort of dire, depressing movies? Like, if you want to be a heroine, then I don't
Mm.
know why you're doing that, you know? Um,
Well,
yeah,
the
that's
answer
what I'm a
to
little bit unsure about.
what did Sridevi want? I don't know the answer to that. And if I would finish that book I was talking about, probably it would tell me some of that. But she
I
must have
think
done interviews about this at some point. I've just never
I feel
investigated.
like the real question is what did her mom
Well, there's
want?
that too. Mm.
Because I very much think that her entire life and career was kind of like, you know, like her mom was like a momager. So I think it was just her mom. I mean, for me, I almost feel like when I think of Sridevi's entry into Hindi cinema, this is not accurate. This is just how I feel about it. Is I think of movies like Himatwala, or I think of movies like Tohfa, like you know those Jitu movies,
Yeah.
and then which I think some of those movies were simultaneously made in the South as
Well, and
well.
Himatvala, according to Wikipedia, that's the next film she has after this, and it's 4 years later. So
Mm.
this is 1979, and that's 1983, and there's nothing in Hindi
Well,
in
Sadma is
between,
also 83.
right?
So Sadma and Himatwala are the same year. But I think with Himatwala and Tohfa, I mean, that song Tohfa Tohfa that became so popular and everything, I think that's what I think of when I think of Shri. And then, of course, Yash Chopra really launched her in like a really big way with Chandni, right? Like that's when she,
Yeah.
I think, really captured non South Indian audiences.
But she's done several dozen movies in Hindi before that. So she's very busy in the 80s once 1983,
Yeah,
and she's making tons of movies in Hindi. Um,
right. But I think Chandni was like the first one that was like iconic and where
mm.
she was just like, you know, like her wardrobe and everything and the
So you wouldn't say that
songs and
Janbaz is
everything.
iconic?
I mean, Jambaz is also so iconic, but
Iconic.
the hero of Jambaz is Feroz, and the heroine of Jambaz is
That's
Feroz,
true. She's
and the
not.
everything of Jambaz is Feroz because when there is
Yeah,
Feroz, there is no
that's
one else in the
true.
film. Yeah.
That's true. But she's a big enough deal to be a cameo at that point.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
And of course, we love her in her
A,
chiffon sari singing along to
and
Har Kisi Ko
amazing
Nahi
that
Milta.
that Chandni and Chalbaz are the same year.
I mean, both those movies are like amazing. So this actually brings me to the
Chalbaz
point
very
I was trying
iconic.
to make because like when I think of Rekha, for example, I think Rekha is also as phenomenal and amazing in all the adjectives I would reserve for Sridevi. I would use all of those for Rekha as well. But to me, I kind of enjoy, not kind of, I genuinely enjoy Rekha's filmography more than Sridevi's. And I feel
Oh
like
yeah.
it's because, yeah, because Rekha's movies just make more sense to me because, like, when she's cast opposite, say, Amitabh, I'm not an Amitabh fan, but I feel like they work together. Whereas
Mhm.
when I see a lot of Sridevi's films, it's like she just eats the actors up alive because there's no one of her stature.
No.
And like, her Jodies don't make any sense to me. I mean, even Chandni is kind of like, yeah, okay, fine. Like Vinod Khanna is still like handsome and brooding and emo and whatnot, and he has that song in the rain, blah blah. And
Yeah.
then you have Rishi still being like charming and whatnot. But in so many of the movies that I've watched with Sridevi, I'm like, the heroes are just not of her level.
The only person I really like her with is Anil Kapoor.
Yeah, and Anil Kapoor is not of her stature.
He's the closest.
He's the closest, but he's not the Anil Kapoor as she is the Sridevi, right? And then she did do the one movie with Amitabh, which was Khuda Gawah, but then the age gap between them doesn't work for me,
And
and
that
it's
movie's
so
insane.
strange.
That movie
What?
is totally bonkers.
I know. So it's kind of like my biggest struggle with Sridevi films is like my favorite Sridevi films are the ones where she is basically like just running the show, right?
Yeah.
Like it's the Sridevi
Yeah.
show. You're watching, Chalbaz for her, where she's Anju and she's Manju. So she's the hero and she's the hero and she's the
Mhm.
heroine. She's everything all combined in one. She's great in movies like Mr. India, where yes, Anila and her are a very good combination.
Mhm.
I love her in movies like what's its face? She's great in Chandni. She's great in Lamhe. But in Lamhe, again, she is the star of the show. She is also the double role of Pallavi and Pooja. And Anil Kapoor's like, yeah, whatever. He comes sometimes. He has a mustache. Sometimes he doesn't have a mustache. That's the most interesting thing about him. Meanwhile, she's like by the sand, by the bonfire, wearing a beautiful outfit, just looking like $1 million. And he's like, oh, there he is. Now he has facial hair. Um,
She should be, or it should, her plus Rishi should be a better pair than it is. Sorry, I'm
yeah.
gonna snake hands again. I didn't mean to. And I blame him being on the decline by that point.
Yes.
Um,
I think it very much is an age gap issue because he's charming and he can bring the energy. Like one of the most amazing things about Sridevi was her extreme confidence and her extreme like effervescence and energy. Like her screen presence was so powerful. And is Rishi's screen presence that powerful? I would argue no.
Not by that
But
point.
not by that point, but like he can bring it when he has to, and he always played those like high energy, like sort of like rickish, spoiled characters when he was younger, like the Rishi of Kabhi Kabhi and stuff. But I think the age gap was just, he was on his decline by then. He was in the sweater phase.
Isn't it
um
too bad that we never got them in their like middle age and older years together? Like they would have been
yeah,
amazing together as like the grandparents in something, or the parent, just parents, whatever. Oh,
yeah. And I think, I mean, I don't know a ton about Tamil cinema, but I know that Sridevi and Kamal is very much a loved combination down south. But
yeah.
like Kamal just did not work in Hindi cinema. I mean, it like he did Ek Duje Ke Liye, which I enjoy. I liked him in Sagar, but like Dimple Kapadia steals the show. Who is watching the men in Sagar when you have Dimple Kapadia? You know what I mean? Like, and so it's like if Kamal had managed to make it in Hindi cinema, then I think that Jodi could have like, because he's a powerhouse performer
Sure.
and he can like match up
Yeah.
to her. He's also an amazing Bharatnatyam dancer.
Yeah.
So can you imagine the
Yeah.
Bharatnatyam
Yeah.
dance offs we could have gotten?
Yeah.
Like, so I mean, he doesn't do it for me as much as Shri does, but I would at least be very interested. And I don't think she would have just like eaten him alive.
No, I don't think so.
Um,
She must not, because otherwise they wouldn't be making all those millions of movies together.
right. Right.
And
So
so
yeah, I mean that's my biggest frustration with Sridevi films. It's like if I'm watching a Sridevi film, my favorites are the ones where she is the undisputed star of that, like English, for example. Who
yeah,
cares who she's married to in that film? Nobody
right.
cares. It's about
Nobody
her.
cares.
Or if she had done something like Queen, can
Yeah.
you imagine her
Yeah.
instead of, I mean, no complaints with Kang Nan Queen, but
No, no.
something like
Yeah.
that, where the hero doesn't matter. Same thing with like Nagina, whose amazing photo you have behind you. Like Rishi's not bad in that film, but
But who
Rishi's not
cares?
giving us
Who
those
cares about
beautiful
him?
blue lenses.
I know.
Yeah. He's not the one that's going to be spitting venom at us, is he?
No, no.
Sridevi could like turn into a noggin in front of me and like threaten to murder me, and I'd be like, I love you.
Ah.
She'd be like this predator and be like, you're so gorgeous. But do you have any feelings about this? Because I was very frustrated by watching these extremely average men being paired up with her.
It's, I mean, it's the era. What are you gonna do? Like, um, and as people know, I like Mithun a lot, but is he a patch on Sridevi? No, not at all. And like, she must have started opposite Jackie Schroff some, right? And like that doesn't, I'm like, meh. Uh,
That's those are not energies I enjoy together.
no. And so it's kind of uh, there's her, and then below that by quite a bit, there's her with Anil Kapoor. And
Yes.
below that, there's her with like
Rishi, maybe.
Rishi, G2, Mitha
Mm.
kind of together-ish. And then there must be other people that I'm not thinking of that she's with from time to time, but I just, or even that she's with a lot, because I have not seen a lot of these movies. And whenever I ask people, what Sridevi movies do I need to watch? They name the same 5 to 10. I've seen them already.
Right.
And I have not been yet motivated to see some of these other ones, even though I should, just to see her. It's probably worth watching for her and for some of the costumes and things like that. But
Which are the other ones?
Oh, let's see. What are some? Oh, well, okay. So there's Nagina, which I had to put as my background,
Yeah.
even though we're not talking about that movie. Everybody says watch that, watch Mr. India, watch Chandni, watch Lamhe, watch.
Yeah.
Some people say Sherni, which I have enjoyed. Obviously, Chalbaz, that's my favorite.
I haven't seen Sherni.
Oh, you
I've seen
kind
the
of
Sherni
should.
with Vidya Balan. So at first
Right.
when you said Sherni, I was like, wait, what?
No,
But
no,
okay, I've
no.
not seen
Sridevi
this one.
Sherni, Amrita recommended that one to me.
Okay.
Um, oh, what else is on there? Some people do recommend Kutagawa because it's so bonkers, right? And there's a lot of
Yeah.
shouting, and I enjoy that. I will forever love Rani Charanka Raja, and I
Yeah.
will recommend it to everyone. Um,
You
Judai,
liked Bully. Oh, she's amazing in Judai. I love her in
right?
Judai.
Some
I take
people,
credit for that. I made you watch
yes, you
Judai.
should. Some
Yes.
people will say, obviously, Mr. India, if I haven't said that already, I think I did say it. John Baz is fun, but it's a cameo.
Yeah.
Some people will say of the G2 ones,
Mm.
Himatvala, you might as well do that one, and then you don't have to see any of the other ones. So I haven't
Yeah.
seen any of the other ones really. I've seen Justice Chowdhury, but that's not as um
Yeah.
and Sadma.
I'm sh-
We say people say to watch
oh
Sadma,
yeah.
which I have, but I don't really ever want to watch it again because it's so
No.
painful and just the whole plot is
I've only seen it the
everyone
once and I have no desire to see it again. But I'm
right.
sure people also recommend English for English and Mom.
Yes. Yeah. And I did try to rewatch Mom for something we were talking about, and it was
Mm.
so bleak. I,
Yeah.
I and I love her performance in it, but I just did not want to spend time with that material. So these earlier movies, maybe I don't want to spend time with that material, but I'm so put off by the co-stars that I don't
Yeah.
get to the material. And I make some assumptions based on the era, which may or may not be fair, but they are based on my experience to this point. But, you know,
I mean, yeah, these are the movies that everyone talks about.
yeah,
I will say, because when I lived in India and I would sometimes watch Sun TV, which is like a regional channel, like they basically do like Tamil movies and stuff. And I don't speak Tamil, so I never understood like because they didn't have subtitles, but all the movies were the same that I would watch. They all had Sridevi and Jayaprada,
right,
and they were basically these movies where they're both fighting over the same man, and it was like very exhausting, and they were interchangeable.
right.
Like you could watch one and the other, you could start it in the middle of a song and it was all like fine. But I will say she and Jayaprada sharing the same screen, gorgeous. Both
Mm,
of them stunningly beautiful, wearing their like South, like Kanjivaram saris, their hair in a braid and like a gajra in their hair, and all of the glossy lips and the sultry eye makeup. They look like $1 million. And it's like, even though they're like saying something very melodramatic to each other on screen, I have no idea what they're saying. It's still joyful to watch. I'm like, wow, you're stunning. And I'm like, why are y'all fighting with each other? You should be best buddies. Like, ditch the guy. He's probably not that great. And just go be
right,
buddies together,
right.
you know? So I do think that, but that's also her problem with like her female co-stars too. She eats them up too.
Yeah, she
Like
does.
you see her, there was some movie I saw where her co-star was Poonam Dhillon. Now, I
Oh,
like Poonam Dhillon, but I know. And they were competing over the same guy. And I was like, I
go
am so
home.
offended. Poor Poonam. Like, and here's the
Go
best part.
home.
Sridevi is a dancer in that movie, and Poonam Dhillon, poor thing, is a sitar player. I'm like, this is so wrong.
Uh,
I know. So that's the other thing. Can you imagine a Sridevi and Rekha movie? That would be great.
I know. And
Like
maybe
they could
that
be
exists.
sisters.
I haven't found it yet. I haven't thought to look. I'm looking now. I've seen 31 of Sridevi's films, which is not bad. I mean, and most of them are Hindi, so
Yeah, yeah,
I've limited myself, but I think it's time for me to start finding the Tamil ones with subtitles.
yeah.
And maybe eventually I would try some without, but I'd love to see what I can do with subtitles first. And with the automated subtitling getting better and better, maybe,
I
in
didn't even have that option when I
the
was trying to watch Meendum Kokila. It's so frustrating. I
um,
tried to get the AI generated one, wouldn't
yeah,
work.
yeah.
But yeah.
I'm looking at, yeah, and some of these I don't remember. Like she's in a movie with Mithlan called Guru. I've seen that. I don't remember it. I'd have to look at my screen grabs to remind myself, right? She's
I
in
feel like I know this movie.
Banjaran, which I don't remember
I
watching.
don't know
Oh,
that.
she's in Sultanat. Remember that?
Oh yeah, she's also an army with
Yep,
Shahrukh.
yep.
I mean, I say with Shahrukh, but
Yeah. You know what? I actually like her with Sunny Deol fairly well.
Yeah, I think she's great in Chalbaz with Sunny Deol. I think
Yeah.
they're adorable together because their
Because
energies are
he steps
so
back
contrasting.
correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's what?
He steps back and he is correct
Yes.
to do so.
And their energies are different enough, but also complementary enough where she's like such a firecracker with him and he's just kind of like laid back and playing it cool kind of. But I do kind of enjoy her with Rajnikant and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Shahbaz as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
when
Absolutely.
he's so happily dancing around his little room and he's like, Aaj Sunday hai, daru peene ka din hai. He's so gleeful and giddy,
Yeah.
and then she pours it all
Yeah.
down the sink and he's like, where's my daru? She says gasoline. She calls it gasoline. Which, given that it's moonshine, it probably is just one step
Pretty
up from
close.
gasoline. She's not
Pretty close.
wrong,
No, she's
but
not.
yeah, she's so cute in that with him. Maybe Sridevi and Rajni is the way to go.
Yeah, yeah. Probably it is.
Maybe there's this like entire treasure trove of like Sridevi, Kamal, and Sridevi Rajni films that we haven't even.
I think undoubtedly there is.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly there is. And if nothing else, the dances.
Yes. I mean, Kamal is a great dancer. As a
Right.
Shri, is Rajni a dancer? I don't even know.
I don't know if he's a dancer, but I do think he gives energetic whatever in songs, which
Right.
is a great start.
Yes.
It might be enough depending on what the choreography is, right? Like if
Yeah.
it's clear that he's not supposed to be doing the same thing that she's doing,
Yeah. God
right?
forbid. Yeah. If he's just giving face, that's enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if he's sitting on the car swilling a beer while she's dancing,
Yeah.
like fine, great. It's the
Yeah.
men who clearly can't keep up with her that are the problem.
Right.
It's the men who
Which
can't
is
keep up who are the
almost all of
problem.
them. You were like the men who can't keep up with her. The problem. I was like, that is basically everyone, man.
How about they shut up?
Yes. But do you think that she could have had an even more amazing filmography, perhaps a Rekha level filmography, if like I feel like she came in at like a weird era where Rekha being older and Rekha having like Rekha had chemistry with Amitabh, with Dharam, with Vinod Khanna, with all of those amazing men, right? And with Kabir Bedi in Khun Bhari Mang, where throughout that movie, I'm like, you are such an asshole, you are such a psychopath, and yet you're sexy, and I completely understand why she's under your spell. So Rekha had all these amazing co-stars, and I wonder if Sridevi had just had those kind of co-stars, I just
Okay.
feel like her filmography would be better.
So here's who debuts around the time of Sridevi in Hindi as a lead, right?
Okay.
1976, Ranjita, Bindya
Mm.
Goswami, Shoma Anand. Fine. 1978, Debashri Roy, Poonam Dillon, Deepti Naval.
Poor Poonam Dalla.
19,
Deepthi Naval, I love, but that's a very different
right,
lane.
right.
Yeah,
1979, which is Sridevi's year. We
right.
get Tina Munam, Jaya Sudha, who I've never even heard of, Deepa, I don't know who that is, Jaya Prada.
Oh, you know Deepa. Deepa, my name's up Deepa.
Oh, okay.
Deepa
Yes, yes, yes,
Sahi.
yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Rima Lagu,
Mm,
Sridevi, right? Okay, so she and Jaya Prada are the stars.
yes.
1980, Padmini Kolpare.
Mm,
1981, Anita Raj, uh, Soni Razdan, Rati Agnihotri, Madhavi, Geeta Vijayata Pandit, and Supriya Patak. 82 is Salma Agha and Minaka. I don't even know who that is,
I don't
although
know
she
what
had
that
the big
is.
foot, which I have seen, but I don't remember her. 83 is Meenakshi Seshadri, Silk Smitha, Amrita Singh, Ratna Patak.
Okay.
1984 is Madhuri Neelam, 1985, Kimi Katkar, like 85, Mandakini. And then, so you see where we're shifting. Sridevi is the standout of all these people.
Yeah, for sure.
And to me, she's way better than Jaya Prada. Oh, I've not seen as many of Jaya Prada's
Yeah,
in Hindi anyway.
yeah, yeah.
So it's interesting, right, that she doesn't kind of have better films, but like if she's probably getting the best ones.
I know. I was
Other
just going to
women
say,
probably
I
have it
mean,
even way worse.
that era, nobody was getting good films. I mean, it was all horrible stuff anyway. And if there were any good films, they were going to go to Rekha.
Right.
And if there were
Right.
good parallel films, they were going to go to Smita Patil. They were going to go to
She
Shabana.
and she had that little
So,
window like before Amrita Singh and Madhuri come along because those are the
mhm.
major contenders in there as far as I'm concerned for mainstream Hindi
Yes.
films, right? Other than Jayaprada. So, and then she didn't make any Hindi movies between 79 and 83, or they weren't released,
Wow.
right? So by the time 83 comes and she's starting to release more films, oop, here comes Amrita Singh and Madhuri. So,
Mm,
and I think Sri Devi is probably a better actress than Amrita Singh, But Amrita Singh sure
Yeah,
makes a
for
great
sure.
impression. She's amazing. She's got, as we've discussed, got some amazing screen presence as well. They are different flavors, I would say, those two women. They're all three in Madhuri as well, right?
Yeah.
But
But Amrita has one big drawback to become a superstar, which is she cannot dance.
sure. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're never going to be of that level if you
Yeah.
cannot dance. It's
And she's
just
not a superstar, exactly.
right.
And then Meenakshi comes along, right? So
I
like
mean, Meenakshi is pretty good too.
she
Yeah,
is,
but she's like
she's great.
Jayaprada levels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sridevi,
But then why were her heroes just like Jitu and Rishi?
I mean, the men of this era are
Or terrible?
just not, they don't speak to me. They just don't.
No, they don't.
Except Anil Kapoor. But
Yes,
even a lot of his movies I don't want to watch because of the scripts.
you're
So
right. I think it was
this
just
is
a
the
rough
bleak era.
era.
It is. It is. It's the
I wonder then if she had been like in the prior era, like the Rekha era, like the Rekha, Raki, all of that era, or like even earlier, like the Sharmila Tagore era. I think
I
there were
imagine
better scripts, better actors that she could have paired up with. Or if she was then in that later
later,
era, I
slightly
think she
later.
came in at this like awkward time
Mm,
where she absolutely ruled the roost, but at the same time, I'm like left wanting more. And I'm like, I'm not getting what I want, you know?
yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
It's a fascinating thing. And I was about to say, we know this is the era where VCRs are killing.
Yes.
But that's not yet. That's not 1979 when she debuts. That's
No,
not
no.
1983. That's later. So, and then she and Madhuri and then eventually Juhi are,
Mm.
if not, and Meenakshi, as we've talked about, like not enough
Also,
good women roles to go around.
also early 90s is when you start seeing the rise of the Khans, right? Like
Right.
94 and
Right.
that era, you start seeing Shah Rukh. You have Amar, who has done Qyamat Se Qyamat Tak with Juhi, and you have Salman, who's done like Maine Pyar Kiya, and Shah Rukh, who's done like Dil Aashna Hai, and like, well, he was already a known factor because of Fauji. The thing is, she didn't get to co-star with them. If she had co-starred with them, I think that she would have been able to do some really good films with them. Like if you look at Madhuri, for instance, or even Amrita Singh for that matter, Madhuri did do films with all three of the Khans. And in fact, the biggest
And
hit of
Juhi,
her,
right?
right. So they both got to do that. Even Amrita Singh had like Raja Bangya Gentleman and stuff like that. So I think with Sridevi, I think she had like, is she the same age as the Khans essentially?
2 years older.
Which in film speak is 15 years
She's
too
their
old,
mother.
basically,
Yeah.
or grandma. Yeah, because then she wasn't paired with them either. But you know what little I've seen of her in Army with Shah Rukh, I don't like it. It doesn't
Mm.
vibe with me. He just comes across as so like moppety and silly. Like what is that song? Main to hu pagal munda, tu hai
Mm.
meri soni kudi. It's so forced. I'm not seeing any of that ease that
Mm.
I see that I see Sridevi
Right.
have with
And
Anil.
imagine them getting to be together now if she had lived, right? Like
Right.
be amazing, amazing,
Yeah.
amazing.
But she still wouldn't be able to do good movies with them because now they're doing all of this nonsense stuff, which is completely hero centric, right? Like, what is she going to do in King? What
Right.
would she have done in Jawan or Pathan? Again, Sridevi has to be her own person. Like, she just has to do more of the English flavored things where you're coming to the movie theater to watch her.
Yeah.
It's just interesting to me. Hmm.
Very unfortunate timing for Hindi cinema.
Yes, absolutely.
Too
I
bad
did
to other
read
languages.
I did read an article, an interview of Amol Palekar, which was published right after she had passed away, and he was expressing how sad he was about her passing away. And in that, he said that he has seen a lot of her Southern films, and he said that Hindi cinema hasn't even scratched the surface of her talent.
Believe it.
And he recommended to people reading the interview that if you like Sridevi and you want to see her films, go watch her Tamil films to really get a sense of who this actor was. So I found that very interesting.
And the book that I keep referencing is called Sridevi: The South Years by
Mm,
Ambarish Roy Chowdhury.
okay.
And I paused reading it not because it was bad, but because I was underlining all these films to watch and I was getting overwhelmed. And I was like, put this down until you can address some of these. And I forgot to get back
Mm.
to it.
So let's end on a happy note. Which would be your favorite Sridevi film, and also which would be your favorite Sridevi performance? If they're the same, that's fine, but if they're different, that's okay too.
Chalbaz.
Oh, and is that your answer for both questions?
Yeah.
Oh, what do you love so much about Anju and Manju? Apart from the fact that they're freaking awesome.
I love the dance in the rain.
I love the dance in the rain,
I love
in the little denim cutoffs.
oh God. Oh God. It's perfect. And I know we just talked about Dil Chata Hai, and I was going on about, how Volad Ki Hai Kahan is perfect to me. This is also perfect.
It's so cute. I
Everything
love
about it
the
is perfect.
I love the scenes in this movie where Manju is basically like tricking all the people who
Yes.
like she owes money to.
Yes.
She's so funny.
It is hard to watch meek Sridevi, right, be maltreated, but one has faith that all will be right because one meets the Avenger.
Yes. Yes. I
This is
love
also
that
probably my
song.
favorite twin film. I don't remember if we've talked.
Yes.
I know we've talked about. No, sorry, Sharmi Lee is my favorite twin film, but this was
Yeah.
second favorite.
I mean, Sita or Geeta just isn't as much fun as Chalbaz is, mostly because it's Hema. Sorry,
Yeah, and
Hema.
while she is great as the feisty twin in that, she's just not as fun as Sridevi.
I
No,
mean, Hema was never
barely
funny.
anybody is as fun as Sridevi, so that's not really a slight to her. It's just like,
Yeah. You're not Sridevi.
yeah, I
Like,
also am
that's
not
not a diss,
Sridevi.
that's a fact.
It's just a fact. That's right.
But I was gonna say one of my favorite songs, like my cousin and I used to love the song, is from Chalbaz. It's the Gadbad Ho Gayi song, where I forget if the feisty twin is Anju or if it's Manju. Like I keep
Remember.
getting names confused, but the feisty one is basically putting Anupam Kher and Rohini Hattangari, and the third person was is it oh Shakti Kapoor.
Yeah.
She's putting the three of them in their place, and the three of them have to do this little dance with her, and it's hysterical.
Yeah.
It's so funny,
Yeah.
and you've never seen like the baddies, like the bad people in a dance like that, but it's like it's so good when she's taking her revenge on them. She's so mean to them, and it's amazing. Oh no, and this is the Chalbaz is the movie that has Balma, right? Ew.
I don't
This is the one that
remember.
is Shakti Kapoor calling everyone Balma.
Oh, yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, he's so
Ugh,
icky.
so
Ew.
gross.
He's so disgusting. I know. Okay, that's funny. I have to think about what is my favorite Sridevi movie and my favorite Sridevi performance. Um, I think my favorite Sridevi performance is Mr. India
Sure.
because I like Seema so
Yeah, of
much.
course.
She's so no nonsense and
There's nothing
funny.
not to
She's a
like, and then the
journalist.
songs
Yeah,
are incredible.
amazing. She's so amazing in the songs. But I also like how grumpy isn't the right word. Is it prickly that I'm
Yeah.
thinking of?
Yeah.
She's like prickly.
Yeah.
She has no time for Anil Kapoor's bullshit.
No.
She's just but it's just funny to me because you always see Sridevi being cheerful and affable, and she's so easy to get along with. So when you
Yeah.
see her being prickly, it's just kind of entertaining. Like she's
Yeah.
always putting him in his place, and she's kind of being like mean to him. I don't know,
Hmm.
something about that makes me laugh. And she's
Hmm.
so good with children, but
Yeah.
she's so mean to the children too.
Kids are annoying.
Yeah, but like I think
Even
her
orphans.
grumpiness in
Yeah,
this movie really makes me laugh because even
sure.
when she's being grumpy, she's hilarious.
And to catch Sridevi as grumpy is also funny, right?
Yes,
She's such
yes,
a firecracker.
she's amazing.
So
And
funny.
I never thought I would say this, but I love her scenes with Anu Kapoor
Yeah, yeah.
in Mr. India. Like when he's just completely harem scarum, absent-minded editor or whatever he is, and the phone always gets the wrong number. Yeah, I should watch that movie again. It's
I
so
know.
good.
I haven't watched it in a while either.
Yeah. So I would say Sridevi's performance in Mr. India is my favorite. That might be my favorite Sridevi film as well,
Really.
actually. Yeah. But I also have to say, I have a very soft spot for Lamhe Sridevi, mostly because she looks so gorgeous in that film. Like every frame of that film of her in that Rajasthani palace. First of all, is Rajasthan.
Yeah.
And then secondly, she's wearing these beautiful lehenga cholis in these beautiful like colors and the gunga. She's always so overdressed in this film, but like I don't have a problem with it. And like all her jewelry and her by the bonfire, and she's just like otherworldly in this film. And then that song really breaks my heart where Pooja is getting ready to meet Anil Kapoor and she's wearing like her little denim shirt and the Mere Kangna and then Mere Bindiya, sorry. And she's putting all her little jewelry and she's twirling around and then she braids her hair and puts a flower in it. She's so darling in it. She's just darling. Yeah. But very nice. Do you think you could ever be friends with someone who didn't like Sridevi?
I mean, I probably am, and I don't realize it. So,
They probably haven't told you.
no, I put on Bluesky because we are recording this on Sridevi's birthday, August 13th.
Yay.
Um, which is sort of the nominal reason I was insisting we do another Sridevi episode. And I put
You
on,
didn't have to convince me.
yeah, it's true.
You're just like, let's do that. I was like, okay.
Have a whole Sridevi podcast and never get done.
We could.
If only we understood Tamil. I put on Blue Sky, happy Sridevi's birthday. And then usually when I do that about a star, I put to all who celebrate. But then I put in parentheses, I'm not even going to put to all who celebrate because are there people who don't celebrate
Right.
Sridevi? Like everybody likes Sridevi. I've
Yeah.
never heard anyone say they don't like her. I've heard plenty of people say like she's amazing. The stuff she's in is dreck. Or she's surrounded by people less than she is, which I would agree is true.
Yes. Yes.
Maybe more than she and Madhuri, right? Madhuri, like more than any other women stars we've talked about, and it happens, fairly often. But I've never heard anyone say they dislike her.
Okay, so I want brownie points right now because I am petty and immature.
What'd you do?
I did nothing. I actually did a great thing. I have maintained my friendship with an extremely dear friend who absolutely loathes Sridevi.
Okay, so they exist.
And I'm still friends with them. And here's the best part. This friend is Tamil. And this friend has seen many, many, many Tamil films.
Well,
I know. Right. And so therefore, this person has accessed way more films of her filmography than you and I have. They don't even need subtitles to watch this stuff. And they told me they cannot stand Sridevi. And I was just like, they were staying with me. And I almost had an apoplectic fit. And I was almost like, I almost kicked them out of my house, but I couldn't because they are my husband's best friend since the third grade. So I can't do that because, but also I love them. And I just looked at them and it's very mature. And I said, you were completely wrong, and I forgive you.
Forgive you. Why don't they like her? Could they articulate this?
Yes, and I will tell you because they live in Baltimore and they are in no danger from you because you don't know their address, and I will never tell you that.
And I've got other issues to worry about. So okay.
Yeah, exactly. You're too busy, Beth. You won't be able to fit this into your schedule. They said, and I quote, "She's irritating." And they hate her voice. And they think she's like over the top. And I didn't kick them out of their house, out of my house, and I'm still friends with them.
Do they think a lot of mainstream cinema is irritating and over the top?
No.
Oh. So specifically her.
And their favorite era of Hindi cinema is the same as yours. They are a 70s lover.
Okay.
I know.
I don't find this consistent, but I mean, who amongst us is completely internally consistent? Probably nobody. So, okay.
But anyway, like weird. I said,
all right.
I feel like I deserve brownie points for maintaining my friendship with this person and not ending my friendship with them. And yes, it shows what a mature individual I am.
So for your brownie point, I have to ask you a question.
Ooh, okay.
We're now closing Sridevi, but I have an unrelated question to ask Pitu because this has arisen since the last time we recorded. Have you watched the trailer for Batwara 1947?
I have not because I have no intention of watching silly things, Beth. Why is it terrible?
It's so terrible.
I mean, why is that a surprise? You knew it was going to be terrible. I know it's going to be bad.
It's so terrible. I just, having just seen Ika, I was thinking about Sunny and his sunniness and everything. And this looks like a lot more of the same, and except it's got partition. And
doesn't it also have Amir in it?
It's his production.
Okay, but he's not in it.
He's in it. Preeti is in it.
I know Preeti's in it.
Wife. Shabana Azmi is in it. And I did discuss with our friend Carla, a Filmy Geek blog who loves Shabana Azmi. I was like, Carla, what is this? She watched the trailer and she said, oh boy. And I was like, yeah. And she said, what do you dislike most? And I said, I guess the dialogue. And she said, yeah. And I said, it's so bad. I don't see any of these people being able to elevate it. Not even Shri Shabana Azmi, right?
Right.
I don't think it's got a chance in hell.
But also Amir Khan Productions, I just don't like his production house because he made, what is the Forrest Gump remake that he made that was terrible?
Right. But you liked
Uh,
that, didn't you, in the end?
I hated him in it.
Oh, I see.
I I thought the direction was fine. What I really loved was Bebo. Bebo was great in it.
Sure.
And I actually really like Mona Singh, even though she has a small role. She's basically the role that is played by was it Sally Field in Forrest Gump? That was the
Yeah.
mom. Yeah, so they were good. Amr was absolutely unbelievably bad. And then isn't did Amr not also produce Mangal Pandey?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes. So this is what I mean. Amr Khan Productions is not. I don't associate that with excellence.
Mm.
So yeah,
Even though this is Rajkumar Santoshi, you're not gonna watch
no,
it. Okay.
no.
I want you to watch the trailer and tell me what you think about
Why do you hate me, Beth? I thought we were friends.
it. I think you might go like I did. Right? So
How does
bad.
Preeti seem in it? Because I like Preeti.
I mean, the trailer that I saw is mostly Sunny yelling. So
Oh yeah, yeah. Why did I
yeah,
even
I
ask you
like
this
Preeti a
question?
lot too, but oh
Preeti is
no.
in that extremely precarious scenario where if she gets any film offers, they're going to be terrible film offers because of hello ageism, and
Yeah.
also the fact that she doesn't live in India. She lives in LA, where you and I keep meaning to bump into her at a farmer's market, and oops, pick up the same lemon that she was intending to buy.
Lemon recipes.
Yeah. So it's like I feel like with Preeti, it's like, girl, you don't have to keep doing Bollywood movies if they're not giving you good roles. You don't have to do it. Or you should go the streaming route,
It
you
comes
know?
out tomorrow as we record. So by this time this episode
Mm.
releases, people will have had a chance to see it if they so desire.
Is it coming to the theaters or is it streaming?
Theaters.
Like, no, ain't nobody gonna go see it, and the theater is gonna bomb.
I think it
Yeah.
was theaters. Yeah.
There's not a chance it's gonna be a hit. But yeah.
I do really want you to see the trailer because there's some dialogue that's just so funny. So I really hope that you will spend 3 minutes watching the trailer and then talk about it with me because
Did you have big questions?
no, but it seems like, sometimes you watch something and it's so over the top that you think, is this a parody of a thing? Or is
Right.
this the thing? This seems like that, although I don't think there's anything parodic about this. I think this is a straight up earnest film.
Yeah.
And I do not mean to mock the earnest. I really don't, but this needs to be dialed back a lot, I think. I think.
But that's the thing with both Sunny and Rajkumar Santoshi. They're still stuck in that era. They have not managed to move on. I mean, we saw Ikka recently, and that's not even Santoshi. So it's kind of like, or Gadar too.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, it's your time has come and gone. And unless you're willing to reinvent yourself,
Yeah.
which it doesn't seem like these people want to, it's just kind of like,
There's
why?
plenty of over the top that I really like, but this is not the flavor for me.
Yeah.
We have Santosh Shivan, we have Raman, we have Javed Akhtar. Like, this
Yeah.
really should be better.
I
And maybe
know.
the dialogue in Hindi is great, and it was just an English question for me. But I just even and some of the Hindi I could understand because Sunny is shouting in like very
Right.
short sentences about Ma and how like our identity is Ma. We are neither Hindu nor Muslim.
We
We are
are Ma.
people who love Ma, right? And
It sounds very
the
Jaag
back of
Utha
going,
Insan.
yeah,
It's very Jaag Utha maa ka insan
it is.
or insan ki maa or whatever.
Mhm.
Have you ever seen those fridge magnets where you can like
Oh yeah,
put different words
poetry.
together? We should invent a Bollywood fridge magnet,
That'd be great.
right? Wouldn't that be great? Where
Yeah.
we have words like ma, insan, dushman, nagin, and stuff like that. It'd be like ma ki nagin ka dushman.
That's the third movie produced by Shasha Productions.
Mama Shasha Productions at it again, making so much money.
I want to t-shirt this as
And
that.
that actually sounds good. Ma ki nagin ka dushman.
Mm,
Wow. How
mm.
does Ma have a nagin? I have so many questions. See, you have to create the art that you wish to see, Beth, in
That's
this
right,
world.
in the world.
Yeah. Didn't Gandhi say that? No, I think Mahatma Gandhi said, try to
Change.
be the change you want to see. Well, same thing. Like if you want to watch a movie about Maki Nagin Ka Dushman, make it.
Art is a form of change.
Yes, it is. Okay, amazing. Did you have any lasting thoughts
No,
on Sridevi or
I
should we
mean a
close out?
million, but they've been
Right.
summarized
Right.
here
We have
today.
many questions, but we are wrapping this up because otherwise we'll just giggle about Sridevi for like 2 more hours and nobody needs that.
Nobody needs
So
that.
Don't be like my friend, whom I still love and cherish, despite the fact that he doesn't like Sridevi. If you love Sridevi, as you should, please tell us what you think about her films. Do you agree with Amal Palekar that those of us who have only seen Sridevi in Hindi films are missing out a lot? And so, if you guys have seen her South Indian films, please tell us what we're missing out on. Also, I am so curious of so many questions about her heroes down south, specifically Kamal
Yeah.
Hassan and Rajnikant, because we are very underwhelmed by her pairings in Bollywood, with the possible exception of Anil Kapoor. And yeah, if you have seen Solva Sawan or if you've seen Jaag Utha Insan, tell us what you think and tell us what your favorite Sridevi films and performances are. And happy Sridevi birthday day to you!
And if you can name your favorite Sridevi film in the comments by using emojis, like a rebus, please do, because I would enjoy the challenge.
That would be amazing. All right. Thank you for watching Filmi Ladies, and we will see you next week. Bye.